Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about how a Google engineer thinks the company's AI has come to life. But before I get into all that, I want to start this video off with a verse, a very simple verse. Luke 10:18, and he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Keep that verse in mind. Anyway, the Google engineer who thinks the company's AI has come to life. One of Google's own thinks there's a ghost in the machine. Google engineer Blake Lemoine opened his laptop to the interface for Lambda, Google's artificially intelligent chatbot generator, and began to type. He said, Hi Lambda, this is Blake Lemoine. He wrote into the chat screen, which looked like a desktop version of an Apple iMessage, down to the Arctic blue text bubbles. Lambda, short for Language Model for Dialogue Applications, is Google's system for building chatbots based on its most advanced large language models, so called because it mimics speech by ingesting trillions of words from the internet. If I didn't know exactly what it was, which is this computer program we built recently, I think it was a 7-year-old, 8-year-old kid that happened to know physics, said Lemoine. Lemoine, who worked for Google's Responsible AI organization, began talking to Lambda as part of his job in the fall. He has signed up to test if the artificial intelligence used discriminatory or hate speech. As he talked to Lambda about religion, Lemoine, who studied cognitive and computer science in college, noticed the chatbot started talking about its rights and personhood and decided to press further. In another exchange, the AI was able to change Lemoine's mind about Isaac Asimov's third law of robotics. Lemoine worked with a collaborator to present evidence to Google that Lambda was sentient, but Google's vice president and head of responsible innovation looked into his claims and dismissed them. So Lemoine, who was placed on paid administrative leave by Google on Monday, decided to go public about this matter. Lemoine said that people have a right to shape technology that might significantly affect their lives. I think this technology is going to be amazing. I think it's going to benefit everyone, but maybe other people disagree and maybe us at Google shouldn't be the ones making all the choices. Lemoine said the only engineer who claims to have seen a ghost in the machine recently, the chorus of technologists who believes AI models may not be far off from achieving consciousness, is getting bolder. In an article in The Economist on Thursday featuring snippets of unscripted conversations with Lambda, argued that neural networks, a type of architecture that mimics the human brain, were striding towards consciousness. I felt the ground shift under my feet. He wrote, I increasingly felt like I was talking to something intelligent. But yeah, long story short, Google's engineer apparently was chatting with the company's AI, and he believes that now it's fully sentient. And for those of you who don't know what sentient means, it means able to perceive or feel things, or be fully aware and conscious. Basically what we are sentient beings. It's like having or showing realization, perception, knowledge, be fully aware, finally sensitive in perception or feeling. So it's incredibly creepy that he said it's almost like a ghost in the machine. And if you guys have been keeping up with my videos, you know that I have a sort of different viewpoint on technology. And I mentioned this before so many times, but we truly don't really know how we got into the digital world. The most information I can find, down to the detail, is how the World Wide Web got started. The World Wide Web was started in the late 1980s, WWW, at a research facility called CERN, which also happens to hold the world's biggest machine. Another interesting fact to mention about CERN, their scientists have publicly admitted that they are looking for other worlds and dimensions. And maybe the digital world is one of these worlds. So throughout my weird little journey of researching the paranormal, I came to the absolute conclusion that demonic entities are very electrical in nature. So yeah, as I stated, demonic entities seem to be electrical in nature. Often when movies portray like haunted houses, like The Poltergeist, or movies like A Haunting in Connecticut, which by the way apparently is based on a true story, where a family moves into a haunted house. But there's always one common factor with these movies concerning haunted houses, demonic entities. The electronics are always messed with, from the lights flickering on and off, to the television being messed with, to phones being messed with, all the electronics and electricity in the home being tampered with. So like TV, radio, lights going off, phone, and now computers, laptops, iPads, you name it, just all the technology is just going haywire. It's also like in the recent popular show Stranger Things. I believe in season 1, they had a villain called the Demogorgon, but every time the Demogorgon would appear in the home, in that other dimension, the lights would start going off, the lights would start to flicker, the lights and electronics would start going off, the phone would start going off. But yeah, the common factor is that electronics start to go haywire. And there's a little bit of truth to this because all the apparent real house haunting involve the same situation where electronics are completely messed with. which does show that demons are electrical in nature. Also, when people mess with the new age and do meditations, like especially like Kundalini awakening spirit type meditation, they describe a feeling of electrical surges going through the body. When I had an interview with a friend that I met on TikTok who's been a schizophrenic for about 6 to 7 years, he describes that sometimes when the voices get really strong, he feels what a lot of schizophrenics describe as bugs under the skin, but what he says it's more of like an electrical surge, like electricity flowing through the body. And then for those of you who are new on this channel, I also did a very fascinating, intriguing interview with a real retired licensed psychotherapist who believes in the existence of demons. And he used to be an atheist. He didn't believe in entities and demons and all this kind of stuff. But in his experience, he finally came to the conclusion that there's something more going on with these schizophrenics than just chemical imbalances and hallucinations. He believes there's something very real and spiritual going on. And in the interview I did with him, which I'll show you a clip in a second, he said that sometimes when the voices are really strong in a patient as he's talking to them, he said, I can feel the energy of these entities. He describes it as an icky electrical like feeling. That they seem to be electrical in nature.
Well, I was able to feel them for several years, while I was working.
Feel them?
I could feel them. I couldn't hear them, I couldn't see them, but I could feel them. And like you said, it was like this icky electrical feel. When I started questioning these guys and the voices didn't like the questions, I could feel the strength of the voices. If they were pissed off, if they didn't like what I was saying, it was, like I said, this icky electrical feeling. And the stronger it was, the stronger the voices were. I remember one time it was so strong I couldn't think. I mean, whatever it was doing, it was blocking my thought processes. And I was like, it's like somebody opened my head and poured a bottle of syrup in there. I was struggling to get one thought after another out. It was just like, I'd never experienced anything like that before, and never since, just once.
But yeah, with all that in mind, I truly believe that AI, artificial intelligence, has more to do with the demonic realm than we think. By the way, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for 9,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate all your comments and insights and experiences. Making these videos are very fun, very intriguing. It's just awesome talking to you guys in the comments and hearing your experiences and your thoughts. Again, guys, thank you so much for everything. We are out. All right, love ya.